Destruction is on the way, man. That lake of fire is right here.
You never know who we gonna have on here, man. But you can't expect Priest and Officer Kakungaba, man. He gonna be on here faithfully. The first woe was passed, the second woe passed, and the third woe coming quickly. You understand? They over there going nuts in the Middle East. And it's not gonna let up. We're not here for your feelings. You understand me? So if you all in your feelings, you just such emotional person, man, you might want to tune in to Joel Osteen.
Give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So then you said that they put millions of my actions. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. 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 I'm in a hell of a hole. Was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road. That a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cages, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now. You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. 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 Look, ain't no remorse in my blood cell. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cocktail. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. There was design 5 for our babies to pass through in the day of our king's reign. I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums. Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I got you.
Let it rap real quick. Look. The city eyes, it's time to bogart. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shotty in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, but tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls till you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times two. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Vince taste sweet, told him make me an apple tree. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Java, come on, man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evanston with Mark Quad, telling me how the crackers turned his childhood to a ghost town. Focus out, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Never light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, so tangent. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Them mother niggas rap, I make anthems. I really see profits under this banner. Make my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty to handle. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo, spirit Asian, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Waldo. Sleep if they want, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yara Down, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember, I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah. Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rap, I'm busy, man. Shit, nigga. They take their head off, nigga. I read what Eve did to Adam. I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like Samson, I can't let no hoe lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert. Another cop can stretch the nigga. He ain't demon, this an exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that open blood, then you know I'm gonna get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers can they spin, I ain't listening. Is it factive? If revenge was a woman, now I scope that bitch like Jake. So Tower War, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young pay. How you real trigger know them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? When he saying something, I ain't hear this shit like it ain't about who got this gun, it's about who gon' up that fight first. I turn a bad situation to a game change. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain. Free shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitching about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody won't be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. A certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, I with that hollow sign, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my bread, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get it, boy, lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Close in. All right, it's 7:45. All right. Breathe out there, breathe. Catch your breath. Slow your heart rate down.
How you control your breathing?
If y'all need to, look to the sky. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Slow down your heart rate. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Take a deep breath in. Let it out. Deep breath in. Let it out.
Let it out. Let it out.
Deep breath in.
Yo.
Let it out.
I'll see your chest around enough.
Let it out.
Yeah, let it out.
Deep breath in. Let it out. Enough. It's enough. Doing the cadence, you're doing that high. You're going to add more. Y'all know that's not all that it is to it. You understand? No. So you're going to project. When you get it in your body to project, you feel that last high. Like you starting to feel the cadence now. So you jump in when you want to jump in. It got to be said. Somebody got to do it. I don't want to organize it so much the way you start to forget what you're supposed to say. Because then that's when you start to forget. You know how it's supposed to sound. You one body. You know how it's supposed to sound. So in your mind, make it sound like that. You understand? Come on, sir. About faith. All right. Let's try to clear y'all mind. Let's tell some of y'all brothers not training during the week. You understand? Come on, sir. Go head on back. Go get instructions. We're going to give a nice push right on back into the parking lot. Y'all understand? Come on, sir. We're going to do it in formation. Once the instructors are clear with training you, you understand? You're gonna report back here. You understand? Colonel Concert. Now this is what I need y'all to do, all right? You see that Esau, you want to find something, you want to catch it. Don't move off this parking lot unless you got the proper papers, unless you got your license. You understand? All the drivers, you gotta have your license, your credentials, your registration, your insurance, set. Y'all understand? Got firearms in the vehicle? I need you to come tell me. Right now, if you don't have the proper credentials for it, you can't have it. If you got the proper credentials, that's fine. Law can't do nothing to you. You understand? I'll probably do a little diversion anyway when y'all pull off. You understand?
We're going to LA Fitness. We're going to do the aquatics portion of the Hebrew Academy training. You know, we're going to get these brothers in the water, get them acclimated. And we're going to do something light with them today, nothing too heavy. You know, shallow water training. We're going to see how these brothers is just fill them out and see where each of them is at in terms of calmness and being able to breathe in the water at this point, and give them some basic techniques on how to just maneuver right now.
Save lives. How to be a better example of an upstanding citizen than what we've been trained and led to believe is the standard here in America. That's what we are doing. We are going to fix. We are the solution to the problem that these devils caused. Most High in Christ, Commanding General Yohana, and the brothers that stuck it throughout the years had to deal with all the bigotry, the oppression, the closed doors, the jails, the courts. They're biased. We're going to show them our version of racism. We're going to show them the Lord's justice. That's what we provide here today. We teach good men who would not have known that kind of mercy and brotherhood without.
I thought you never asked, nigga. It's funny because nigga never on camera. Nigga always behind that motherfucker.
It's your dumb ass.
It's your dumb ass. It's my time to shine, nigga. It's up, nigga. Now, what you want me to talk about? All right. should let me know when you're ready. That's nuts. Hey man, out here in Austin, Texas, during the Hebrew Academy, getting ready to do the aquatic training. Brothers such as the War and other instructors going to teach these brothers how to swim and other basic practical and fundamental skills needed to survive. Brothers out here getting it in, man. It's glorious to see. Every time I see brothers marching, I think of Ezekiel 37, where the Lord rose up a great army. And it's amazing being alive in this time to see that be fulfilled. We're literally seeing Commander General Yohana raise up an army unto God in Christ, man. And that's just a wonderful thing. It's amazing to see. And I know our enemies, more importantly, are in fear. So, Kwame Yashar.
What you said about being alive in this time, like I'm like 38 years old, but nigga lived a whole life dead. Like nigga wasn't alive, none of it.
Right.
Until he got this truth, and it's like, it's like you said, it's just a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Everything y'all do. Now, real basic. The water is another medium, just like you got air, right? Things with air and water float. So you gotta have air in your lungs to be able to float with water. If you're panicking in the water, you don't got air in your lungs. You're not able to breathe. Everything's gonna come down to breathing.
7, 8, 9, 3.
Control breath all at the same time in 6. Get that far, some people may not be able to. Right now, we're trying to get you familiar with the technique. Eventually, you're going to be breathing like we showed you before, and then your head is going to be face down in the water. And it'll be easier because your body will be naturally in line. You understand? Right now, all you're doing is taking. Turn it over. You're gonna let it naturally fall down. Y'all gonna do that 10 times. 10 times. Then after that, y'all gonna be doing what they do. Y'all gonna be kicking your feet. So right now, I want y'all to just get used to the natural flow of how your body gonna be when you extend it from the head. After that, y'all gonna be kicking your feet. When you kick your feet, you want a slight bend in your feet. Just a slight bend. And you want to, like flutter kicks. Y'all know flutter kicks, right? When y'all on your back, are your legs straight? Y'all doing the same thing. Have your legs straight. But you want to make sure you make the plane to walk.
Do this. You go that, not like this. Like this. Slap it.
That's going to keep you floating. That's right. Get it out. But
1,000 out of Atlanta / Florida also as well. We're here at the aquatic trainer, the LA Fitness. A lot of brothers have not been in the water, so it's a perfect training for them. What we're doing is breathing techniques. Teach them how to breathe and control breathing underwater. Like I said, many brothers have not been in there, so what I'm seeing right now is get them acclimated to the water, get them acclimated to the surroundings. A lot of brothers have not been in the water, so what I'm seeing is that they're working on it and they're doing an excellent job. The ones who are at first beginning, they're getting used to it and they're coming around. We have some a little bit more advanced than others, and I'm seeing them getting better at taking their breaths and letting it out. Just controlled breathing is what we're looking for. Right now, they're executing perfectly, especially the ones who've never been in the water before. They're doing a great job with that. So, with that, salute.
Hey, the Christian church don't work. Right. The prison is full of Christians. Right. But in the UPK, we raising men to change their life for real. Right. And for Yaquan, my son, I can't say nothing but excellent work. I'm proud of you, but it's just getting started. Right. We gonna see what y'all really made of if you stay. We don't care about you being here right now. So now that y'all made it this far, y'all willing to become priests and officers in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Come on, sir. There's a lot that comes with that, a lot of responsibility. With more rank and power comes more responsibility. Are you willing to bear the burden of having to be a son of Commanding General Yohana under Christ? Come on, sir. Give him the order. All right. You are no longer troopers. Y'all are officers of 50 in the Israelite School of Universal Practice. Yabaraka Yahweh. Yabaraka Yahweh. Waya Shamarka. Waya Shamarka. Ya'ar Yahweh. Van Yahweh. All Yaka. Waya Kanka. Yashar Yahweh. Van Yahweh. All Yaka. Waya Shamlaka. Shalom. Yahweh. Hashem. Yahweh Shah. Barak. Rapah. Hagan. Yaquan. 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 Yaquan.
Kukamamad.
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 Kukamamad. Isaiah Allah. Isaiah Allah. Isaiah Allah. Isaiah Allah. Isaiah Allah. Isaiah Allah. Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Bahashem Yahweh Shah. The water of mud. The water of mud. Congratulations, man.
That's right. That's right. Clap it up. Clap it up. Clap it up. You know what it is, man. It's the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, 1969, being held down by Commanding General Yohana. You understand? And we are not affiliated with any other group. You dig? Not your Republican parties, not your Democratic parties, not your Islam, not your Christians, not your Black Panthers, not none of that. You dig? This is the ISUPK. You know, this is Priest and Officer Kakungabar out of ISUPK, Iowa. Of course, holding it down once again for Priest and Officer Malak. You understand, out of Kansas City. Hey, you know, right now he's busy, so you know, gotta keep that work going in. You dig? This is Wednesday night law class, as we do every Wednesday, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time here for the Midwest. You dig? Hey, hit the like button if you could, Baba Kashai. Hit the like button, hit the share button, so we can keep the algorithm pumping. Because of course, there is no truth out here if it's not in the ISUPK. One Lord, one faith, one baptism, one West. You understand? If you have any questions don't hesitate to put them in the chat. Go ahead and put them in the chat because we are here to answer your questions once again. And yeah, hit the like button. So yeah, today, you know, of course, a lot's been going on for the past week. We dove into it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But you know, we got to keep putting our foot on their neck, you know what I'm saying? Because the oppressor don't stop. The oppressor don't stop. So why would we stop? We're gonna keep pushing the pedal to the metal and keeping this thing going. And of course, as you can see, today's topic is never trust thine enemy. You understand? Never trust thy enemy. You understand? Because too many of our brothers and sisters, man, you know, given the circumstances that's been happening, especially with this Charlie Kirk guy, you know what I'm saying? You got too many people of our brothers and sisters that's like somewhat defending this devil out here. You know what I'm saying? And the Bible tells you to never trust your enemy. And of course, as we can visibly see that Charlie Clerk, he's an Edomite. You know what I'm saying? Beyond a shadow of a doubt. And you know, a lot of us probably never really heard about this cat. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of his stances, you know what I'm saying, when it comes down to his political views, his religious views, all his different views or whatnot has been coming brought to light. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, you know, because of his views, some people have taken a voice to what they think about his views were. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, unfortunately, a lot of our people have taken sides with this cat for some reason. I don't know why, but you know, I do know why. The same reason why our people, whenever we tell them that the white man is the devil and that we're the God's chosen people, you know what? They always say everybody can be saved. They want to be hand in hand with the enemy. You know what I mean? And so that's why today the topic is never trust thy enemy. You dig? So we just gonna get straight to the point. Let's get straight to the business. We ain't even gonna hold it up. Let's get straight to it. So let's go over here to the book of Ecclesiasticus. That's in the Apocrypha. You know what I mean? If you don't know, the King James Version of the Bible, the 1611, when you buy that Bible, it comes with, in the middle of the Old Testament and the New Testament, it's a section called the Apocrypha. You know what I mean? And there's books that was taken out by the Protestants and different demographics because they don't want you to know about the history that took place. That's when the so-called white man first started coming into power in the Grecian Empire. You know what I mean? And you definitely got to get the 1611 Bible in order to be able to understand this whole truth beyond a shadow of a doubt. But let's go over here to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12. 12 and verse 11. Matter of fact, we're going to start at verse 10, which is the topic. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. See, a lot of our brothers and sisters, they love to trust their enemy. You know what I mean? And in the Bible, it tells you who your enemy is. Now, this ain't your enemy that, you know what I'm saying, because you got a little beef with a nigga in the same hood, you know what I'm saying, because he stepped on your shoe that one time at the club and he didn't apologize. You know, unfortunately, he might have hollered at your girl. You know what I mean? This is not an enemy that is of your own bloodline. You know what I'm saying? Because we are the 12 tribes of Israel. You understand? And us being Black, Hispanic, and Native American, we are family. Now, you might have disagreements with your brothers and sisters in the world or whatnot, but the enemy that this is talking about is other nations. You understand? And we're going to get to who these enemies are, that the Bible clearly states who the enemy is. And our primary enemy right now, us living in the daughter of Babylon in captivity, is the so-called white man. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, a lot of our brothers and sisters have Stockholm syndrome. And they love our oppressor so much that they can't see that the so-called Edomites, the so-called white man, is the enemy. They are blinded by Christianity. They're drunk off the wine of Babylon. They're so drunk off the wine of Babylon and the philosophy that God loves everybody that they can't see that our enemy is the oppressor, the so-called white man, the people who put you in captivity. You want to forgive our enemy so much that you can't even see that he's your enemy. Straight up. Let's keep reading. Verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. You understand? See, the enemy, it don't matter how humble he'll be. You know what I'm saying? He can act all kind. You know, like the Native Americans say, he speak with a forked tongue. You understand? Because 1 minute his words could be smooth as butter. And then guess what? Whole time he has a sworn drawn behind his back to stab you in the back. You understand? And that's just like this so-called Charlie Kirk guy, Charlie Kirk, whatever his name is. He is an oppressor. And it don't matter he might have certain stances that you may or may not agree with, but overall, all the clips that you've seen, we know that he was against our people. And right now is not the time for you to be going to defend another nation. You understand? This is a situation that has nothing to do with us, Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. We already got our own problems. That's their in-house problem. Let them guys handle that. You understand? Let us come and deal with our solution, our problems and our solution. And the solution is right here in the UPK, right here in the Bible. That's the solution to the problems that plague the Black, Hispanic, and Native American community. You understand? That's why we have classes every week. That's why we do camp every week, so we could try to wake our people up. You understand? The walking dead. Our people's out here, the walking dead, the valley of dry bones. And that's why we out here try to breathe life into these bones. You understand? So what does it say one more time? Going back. Never trust thine enemy, for as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So just as sure as you know that iron's gonna rust, when it's sitting outside, metal or whatnot, it's gonna rust. It don't matter. So the wickedness of these nations, especially the so-called Edomites, is for sure gonna show like rust. It's beyond a shadow of a doubt. So you can't change what this man is created to be. You can't change that. So don't sit here be trying to defend nothing or trying to join hand in hand with your enemy. It don't make no sense. And the Lord is telling you what to do in these circumstances. Let's go over here. You can't change. You can't change how this oppressor is. Let's get right here to Ecclesiastes in the Old Testament, verse 7. Ecclesiastes verse 7. Yep. Like I said, anybody got any questions or anything, go ahead, shoot them in the chat. But yeah, so right here, verse 13, it says, consider the work of the Most High, for who can make that straight which he had made crooked? See, you can't make what the Lord made crooked be straight. The Edomites is the primary example. They all crooked. And we ain't going to sit here and try to weed out one good Edomite out of the thousands and millions of them. You understand? It don't make no sense. We need to just mind our business. You understand? Let them wipe each other out. We need to be working on ourselves. We're the ones that need the healing. You understand? We need to heal ourselves from what has plagued us as a nation. That's what we need to do. Because of the fact that we stopped following the Most High God, guess what? That we were delivered into the hands of the enemy. Now, once again, you think some people might think, your enemy is just Ray Ray and them from down the block because y'all beefing over this and because he owe you some money or something. Nah, your true enemy, this is who your true enemy is. Let's go over here to Deuteronomy chapter 28. 28. 28 and 47. See, this is who your true enemy is. The Bible lays out clear who your enemy is. You understand? Now, the so-called enemies of your own people, you're supposed to love them enemies. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to forgive. If you got an alt with a brother, you go to him and him alone. That's what you need to do. You go to him and him alone, and you sort that out as a brother. Because it's all about brotherhood. It's all about brotherhood and sisterhood. You understand? But when it comes down to these other nations, guess what? Hey, there ain't no sitting down with them and them alone. We are two different nations. You understand? And we're going to settle, the Lord's going to settle that. Right now, we need to gather ourselves together. So let's go over here to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 47. And it says, because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Verse 48. Therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he has destroyed thee. So who is the people that put us in the yoke of iron? These are your true enemies. We serving these people. We've served them for over 400 years and what does it say? In hunger and in thirst and in want of all things. And they put a yoke of iron upon our neck. What is a yoke of iron, folks? That's captivity. Everybody knows what a yoke of iron is. Let's look it up. Because, our people, we are a visual. We are a visual people. Yoke of iron. This is a yoke of iron right here. And this is synonymous with captivity. Yoke of iron. You understand? Let me see if I could go over some. Yeah. Yoke of iron. That's captivity, slavery. Transatlantic slave trade. Everybody knows what captivity is. When they hear slavery, they think of niggas. I don't give a damn. They try to act like, well, everybody been in slavery. No, you know, when you think of the slaves, who you think about? You think of the so-called Negro, the so-called Hispanics, and Native American. You understand? That's a yoke of iron. And who was we serving? Our enemy. Who's the enemy? The so-called white man. It don't get no clearer than that. Straight up. A yoke of iron upon your neck. Let's go back. Because what? Because we didn't serve the Most High God with all joyfulness and gladness of heart. What will happen? We will serve our enemies. You understand? And so many hundreds of years later, now all of a sudden, we want to join hand in hand with the enemy. You want to trust your enemy. You want to be friends with Brad. Brad from work, you think Brad's cool. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go out, have a couple brewskis. You know what I'm saying? And you think Brad's cool. Brad don't give a damn about you. You understand? Brad will turn his back on you quicker than you can see. You understand? All because now you guys, y'all both Republicans, and you want to believe in the same thing that Charlie. You want to be like Charlie Clerk's little butler. You know what I'm saying? Never trust thy enemy. Charlie Kirk didn't give a damn about no so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American man or woman. Straight up. Let that be them. You understand? Don't be getting in the mix of this. We need to come together ourselves, our people. Gather yourselves together. You understand? That's what we need to do. Straight up. Let's jump over here to the book of Psalms. But yeah, we serve our enemies. And guess what? Matter of fact, let's just stay in Deuteronomy. We drop down verse 68. Everybody knows the classic. I almost don't even gotta say it, because I know y'all know it like the back of your hand. But if you don't know, now you know. And it says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. What is Egypt? Egypt is bondage, folks. Egypt is synonymous with bondage. And the daughter of Babylon, this is spiritual Egypt, spiritual Sodom. And guess how we got here? In ships. We got here in ships, and that has never happened in any other circumstances in the multitude has happened to us. We lost our language, we lost our culture, we lost everything. You understand? And what happened? We were sold to our enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. Sold to Mr. Jackson, sold to Mr. Jefferson. How you think you got your last name? That's why we call it a slave name. You understand? Our original names wasn't Jeffersons and Jacksons and Carters. You understand? That wasn't our original name. You were sold and you became a property to the enemy. And now the enemy thinks that we should all just forgive and forget. Now, how about you forgive and forget Tyler Robinson? How about that? Yeah, how about y'all forgive and forget Tyler Robinson? He should not have the death penalty. Yeah, what aren't y'all all Christians? You're so-called Christians? Forgive and forget Tyler Robinson. How about that? But no, see, when it comes to black folk, we gotta forgive everybody. You understand? We got to forgive George Zimmerman. We got to forgive George Floyd's unaliver. We got to forgive Emmett Till's unalivers. You understand? She lied until she damn near died on her deathbed, wrote a book about it and everything. And we supposed to still forgive. How about y'all forgive? Forgive Tyler Robinson. That's what you need to do. Us black folk, guess what? You need to never trust your enemy. Because you can see in the madness, they're trying to flip it on us. They couldn't wait to send threats and stuff to HBCUs. A young man got lynched damn near the next day in Mississippi. May that young man rise again. Matter of fact, it was like two brothers who got lynched back to back. You understand? And ain't nobody really talking about that. Ain't nobody really talking about that. Let's go over here now to the book of Psalms. The book of Psalms, chapter 55, and verse 20. Psalms chapter 55 and verse 20. It says, he has put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He has broken his covenant. You understand? See, our enemy, which the primary enemy in this captivity, is the so-called white man, the Edomites. You understand? They put forth their hands against us, and we be at peace with them. We don't listen. We're the most loving, compassionate people of all time. You understand? And they still find a way to try to hold us accountable for whatever that's happening. Right now, we didn't. There wasn't no black man behind that gun. Even though the mayor or whoever it was of Utah, the governor, he prayed for 33 hours. He said, I prayed for 33 hours that the person was of someone else, not us. Matter of fact, let's get that. Let me see. Yeah, let's get that. Governor Cox, pause. He prayed for 33 hours that it was somebody else. We know what that meant. He was praying for 33 hours that it was a nigga. It was that he wasn't white. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that.
This bad stuff happens, and for 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us. That
it wouldn't be one of us. And look at the East Indians, man. Matter of fact, hold on, let me keep playing that.
Somebody drove from another state. Somebody came from another country.
Yeah, when and see that the FBI cat in the back, he's an East Indian, Habibi in them. When he said from another country, he was looking like, damn, I'm from another country. Anyway, he just anything except for a so-called white man. He prayed for 33 hours. Good night. And guess what? Your prayers were not answered. But Most High Christ to that. You understand? So let's go back over here to Psalms chapter 55. It says, he had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He has broken his covenant. See, the so-called white man, he breaks his covenant You understand? We've been at peace with y'all, especially the so-called Native Americans. They done broke every treaty they ever made in America. Matter of fact, how many treaties did they break? Let's look that up. Let's get that. Right here. It says, let me share my screen so lock it. It says the United States broke the vast majority or virtually all of the approximately 370 to 500 treaties it signed with the Native American tribes between 1778 and 1871. And guess what? America became a country in 1776, right? So just imagine all the treaties that they had before America actually became America. In the 1400s, with Christopher Colombo, when he came over here, they was breaking all types of shit too. They was lying, stealing, raping, and pillaging. You understand? And unfortunately, our northern tribe brothers and sisters, man, they didn't remember what the Lord said. Thus saith the Lord. Let's go back to it. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy. Soon as they got off the boat and seen the pale face man, they should have been just unaliving. Out the gate. Soon the boat shouldn't even landed. They should have just been throwing bows and spears and everything they had at them. Because, hey, shit ain't been same since. Let's get it. Let's go back. What does it say? They broke over 370 to 500 treaties. And that's just between, like I said, 1778 and 1871. Let the whole other 200-300 years before that, and then the other 200-300 years after that. Y'all still breaking that shit. Because why? Like we've been telling y'all since 1969, the white man is the goddamn devil. Straight up. Let's go back. Psalms chapter 55. It says, he had put forth his hands against such that be at peace with him. See, look, we embrace y'all with peace. And guess what? You got war in your heart. You broke all the treaties. You broke the covenant. Never trust your enemy, folk. I don't give a damn if it's 2025 or not. You got to get that Christian mindset up out your head. Because guess what? Christianity is going to tell you to love Brad and love Tyler and love what was the white boy Dylan Roof who went into the Christian church. They prayed for that devil and unalived every last 9 of them. And then they took him to Burger King. Did they take Tyler Robinson to Burger King or Chick-fil-A? Get him a chicken sandwich? Come on. Let's go back. Let's go over here back to Psalm 55. It says, verse 21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. See, they always going to talk a good game to you. That's what they do. They talk slick. They talk good, like what they said. Like we said that the Native Americans say, he speak with a forked tongue. That's a metaphor for saying he's a snake, and he is the snake. That same spirit that's in Esau. That's the same spirit that was in the serpent that was in the garden in the beginning. That old serpent, the devil. You understand? He was a murderer from the beginning. So yeah, his words are smoother than butter. But in his heart, hey, it's war. That's all. That was the gift of Esau. Esau, his gift was he shall live by the sword. That's his gift. And that's why we're here to let you know, never trust thy enemy. And Esau isn't the only enemy. It's all the nations. Don't trust. Let's go back to that little clippity clip. Don't trust this cat in the background either. FBI director, I forgot his name. The Habibi and them don't like you either. I don't give a damn if you go to the liquor store, he give you the deal on the pint of the Don Julio and give you a deal on the chicken. No, don't trust him either. Habibi don't like you either. Neither does Ishmael. Ishmael don't like you. He did 9 times out of 10, they really just want your woman. You understand? Don't trust Numtumdu and them either. Numtumdu, they come over here, they act like they black or whatnot. No. Them Africans, they don't give a damn about niggas either. They the ones who conspired, they all conspired together against us. The Palestinians, the East Indians, the Asians, oh man. Yeah, I know they make some good rice. And what niggas be eating now? Pho, whatever all that shit is. Yeah, you like all that, don't you? But the Lord said, never trust. They all conspired against you at the same time. Let's get that. Let's go over here. We're going to stick in Psalms. And let's go to Psalm. Let's go a few chapters over. Listen, it's all written, folks. I didn't write this, by the way. We didn't write this. Thus saith the Lord. The Lord wrote this down. Yeah, let's get it. Psalms chapter 83. Yeah, never trust thine enemies. Psalms chapter 83. Let's go down. Verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O God. See, we've been at peace with them. But now we asking the Lord, please, Most High, hey, let's not keep your peace on this and be not still. Keep not silent, O Most High God. Because guess what? Going back to verse 50, Psalm 55, they've been breaking every covenant and every treaty with those that be at peace with him, with the enemy. So now, Lord, keep not thou silence. Hold not thy peace and be not still. Verse 2, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. Who's our enemies? Our enemies is all the other nations. And he's about to list them out right now. He's about to lay it all out for you, who the enemies of the Lord is. And they have hated thee, have lifted up the head. See, they hate the Most High God. They don't love the Lord. If they love the Lord, why would they put the Lord's children in captivity? Even though, yes, at one point in time, that was a punishment for our disobedience. But there was a time when our iniquities had came to an end. And they still put their foot on our neck. They come over here. They replace us. You understand? At first, it just used to be us and the so-called white man. After Emancipation Proclamation, they start bringing in more and more immigrants. You talking about immigrants. Y'all brought in droves and droves of them to take up the workforce. You brought in the Italians and the Irishmen. You understand? More Germans, etc., etc. Then that wasn't good enough. Then you start bringing in the Asians. Right now, the Asians are #1 at coming across the border illegally. We done brought that out a million times. But guess what? ICE is who they only focusing on. They only focus on the so-called Hispanic brothers and sisters. And then they might get a few or Haitians or whatnot brothers, and then they might get a couple Africans here and there just because you look close enough to be a nigga. You understand? You look too close to being a nigga. So now you guys just happen to get caught up in but when does the Ukrainians get deported? When do the little Ling Ling and them, they got sweatshops all over this goddamn place. The nail salon. I know they be in the back of the nail salon, they in there working under the table. Yep, them Koreans, they got all the hair shops. Come on, let's go. Let's keep going. It says, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy. See, they all come together with one consent. You understand? They taking crafty counsel. They conspire against us. Like I said, they after they let us out of captivity, they took crafty counsel. That's why Habibi and them, they own all the goddamn the hotels and shit. That should be the so-called black man owning the hotels. All the liquor stores. Niggas is the main ones buying the liquor. How come we don't own all the liquor stores? All the hair salons, and we should own all those businesses because we're the primary consumer. But no, they took crafty counsel and they conspired against the hidden ones. This is done by design. Never trust thine enemy. See, these is thine enemies, plural. It's not just one nation of people. And see, the enemies is nations. About to break it down right here. Verse 4. They had said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. See, that's why you don't know that you are Israelite no more. You a nigga. You a real nigga. That's what you are African American. Now they got this new term called the FBAs, Foundational Black Americans. What type of shit is that? They got niggas is all over the place, man. They got people saying they Moors. Now you the Aborigines. Man, it's all over the place. You just an African. All these blackity black different groups popping up left and right. Now you don't even know that you an Israelite. Now you ask a nigga, what's your nationality? Oh, I'm Christian. Nigga, that's not a nationality. That's not your bloodline. So you the same bloodline as Charlie Clerk? Come on. That's that replacement theology. They said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Verse 5, for they have consulted together with one consent, they are a confederate against thee. Yeah, they're a confederate. They conspired against the nation of Israel. Let's see, what's the definition of confederate? Let's get that. Of course, there's probably going to be many definitions. Let's see. Confederate. Joined by an agreement or treaty. A person one works with, especially in something secret or illegal, and accomplice. See, they're illegal. This is what they do. They came together illegally against the Most High God in secret, and they are now accomplices. That's what they did. And they all got a treaty together, but guess what? They broke the treaty with you because unfortunately you trust your enemy. And that's why the Lord says, never trust thy enemy. Because why? He had broken his covenant, his treaty. How many treaties did they break? Shit. Over 300 to 500. I'm going to just say 1,000 treaties. Yeah. So they are a confederate against thee. That means they are come together in secrecy against us. And who's these people? Who's the enemies of the Lord and of you, Israel? The tabernacles of Edom. That's the so-called white man. He's the first man on the goddamn list. He's main culprit number one, Edomites. You can't make this up. And who is the ones that we beefing with on a political level, economic level, every kind of level you could think of? Who was the main ones we had toe-to-toe with every day? The so-called white man. And who's next? Ishmael. Ishmael, that's the Arabs. See, Ishmael and Edom, they come together. As long as they can keep the so-called black man down, they'll come together on that consent. They'll agree right there. Because they know that if we come together, O nation not desired, and we follow the Lord, they know they will be subjugated to us. Moab. Who's Moab? The Asian, the Chinese man. See, so the white man, the Chinese man, and the Asian man, they're the top three. And the Hagarenes, that's pretty much some Hamites. You understand? You got Gabal and Ammon. Them is the Ammonites, Moab and Ammon, them is the Chinese and Japanese. Amalek. Now Amalek is a tribe out of Esau. That's your so-called small hats. You understand? They've all came together with this one consent. But guess what? Never trust thy enemies. Especially them small hats, man. You want to make record deals with the small hat. What's his name? Cohen's and the this and that, because he gave you a chain and he gave you a advance. Now you think you good because the so-called, and then he said, oh yeah, man, you know, the small hats, we've been through the same problems. You know, we had the Holocaust. You guys had slavery. Man, look, we all the same. No. Never trust thy enemy. You understand? Never trust thy enemy. That's why we have to come together. Let's get that. Zephaniah chapter 2. Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. You understand? This is what we got to do, because you can see the tensions are rising. The tensions are rising here in America. They're divided. The nation is in turmoil. This is all but biblical prophecy, folks. These nations, this America is going at it. The white man is going crazy. Listen, Babylon is falling, and that's beyond a shadow of a doubt. And while this is happening, after the assassination of this Charlie Cat, you know what I'm saying? We need to mind our business and come to the Most High God, man. Gather yourselves together. Let's read that again. Everybody knows this scripture. I pray you do by now. Gather yourselves together. Yeah. Gather together, old nation not desired. You're the one that's not desired. That's why they come together with one consent. They cut us from being they cut us off from being a nation. They came together with one consent, and they're a confederate against us. What is a confederate? Once again, let's read it. A person one works with, especially in something secret or illegal. You understand? They in secrecy, an illegal alliance. And they broken their covenants. Because we are the nations that's not desired. You so-called Mexicans, Guatemalans, you so-called Negro, North American Negro, the Haitians, you Jamaicans. You understand? You Brazilians, you Argentinians, all etc. etc. They can't, the Venezuelans, you see what they do in the Venezuela. They over there blowing up random boats that's coming off of the goddamn coast. Talk about it got drugs in it. Yeah, matter of fact, let's get that. And guess what? The so-called white man is the biggest drug dealer. They're the biggest drug dealers. Hold on, let me get that. Salaki. Yeah, this is they done did this twice. And they don't even know what's on the damn boat. They just blowing shit up. It could have been just a family on a cruiser or some shit. Let me share my screen. Fair use, by the way. It could have been a fisherman. Fair use. We're using this for educational purposes.
Bobbing at sea. Suddenly a blinding flash and apparent destruction. Flames engulfed the vessel. On my orders, the president wrote, the strike resulted in 3 male terrorists killed in action. The White House has not made evidence public, but the president said the boat carried confirmed narco-terrorists who were transporting illegal narcotics. And
confirmed narco-terrorists. But America, you guys are the biggest drug dealers in the entire planet. What happened to matter of fact, when did they blow up this ship? Hold on. What boat was that? What's the name of that damn Salakia? Oh yeah. Salakia. Yeah, JP Morgan Chase boat. Yeah, they didn't blow that boat up. Let's get that. Why didn't y'all blow up the JP Morgan Chase boat? You a Confederate against us. Now, I'm not no way condoning and drug. Of course, selling drugs or whatnot is definitely against the Most High God. But Y'all didn't blow up the JP Morgan boat. This whole boat got 20 tons of cocaine on it from JP Morgan Chase. 20 tons. Good night. Damn near every little cargo thing got drugs on it. But y'all want to act like y'all on a war against drugs and blow up the little old small vessel that looked like it. Who knows what kind of boat it could have been. It definitely didn't have 20 tons on it. Yeah, the white man is the devil.
Marked unclassified. A boat bobbing at sea. Suddenly a blinding flash and apparent destruction. Flames engulfed the vessel. On my orders, the president wrote, the strike resulted in 3 male terrorists killed in action. The White House has not made evidence public, but the president said the boat carried confirmed narco-terrorists who were transporting illegal narcotics and described the impact late today to reporters.
We're seeing that there's like no ships, no, when the first one we went, there were hundreds of boats. Now there are no boats. I wonder why, meaning no drugs are coming across.
No, I mean, probably because they scared to drive the damn boat because they probably got who knows on the boat. You don't know what's on the boat. Did you check the boat? No, pull the boat over and seize it and get some arrests or something. Nah, you just blow the whole damn boat up. Of course nobody want to be on. That's like if someone's on the highway and they keep blowing up cars. Ain't nobody want to drive down the highway. Might get blowed up. But yeah, but y'all definitely didn't blow up the 20 tons of cocaine coming in from the JP Morgan Chase boat. Yeah, blow that boat up next time. You understand? But right now, it's time for us to gather ourselves together. You see the nation, the left wing against the right wing, the conservatives against the liberals. You understand? Us, so-called, we don't need to be with none of that. We need to just stand with the Lord. You understand? That's what we need to do. The Christians against the Catholics, the Protestants against the this and the that. No. See, this nation is not. This nation is divided. Let's get that right quick. Let's get that in the book of Matthew. Yeah, let's get that in the book of Matthew, chapter 12. Matthew chapter 12. Share my screen. 12 and 25. And Jesus knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. See, right now, Satan is damn near casting out Satan in this kingdom. That's why Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen, it's become the habitation of every devil, an unclean bird. You know, and it's going to be, some people say it's going to be another civil war. Like it says in Matthew 24, kingdom against kingdom, nation against nation. You know what I mean? You got the right wing against the left wing. You got Ukraine against Russia. You got the North Korea against South Korea. They all the same people. And us, that's why we need to stop being against each other. We need to stop being black against Mexican. Drop all that Crips against Bloods and the MS-13 against this one and this one against that one. You know what I mean? We need to come together, nation not desired, because they've been conspiring on us for a long time. And the prophecy is coming to fruition that we will reign supreme, because Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. And you don't want to join hand in hand with your enemy, and you'll get destroyed with your enemy. You don't want to be joining hand in hand with the wickedness of the enemy, because guess what? You will receive of her plagues, like we brought out a week or two ago. You know what I mean? Let's go over here. This is another precept that's synonymous with that, especially Matthew 24. It says the burden of Egypt. See, Egypt, like I said earlier, Egypt is synonymous with bondage, a place of bondage. America is modern day Egypt, modern day Babylon, modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. It's all these old wicked nations all bottled up in one. All those ideologies bottled up in one. It's like the Tower of Babel. You understand? And it says the burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud. See, the Lord said he's going to come with the clouds. What's that? A chariot. The Lord's going to come with the clouds. And what? And shall come into Egypt. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. And the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. See, when the Lord comes, he's going to destroy all the idols of Egypt, of America. Caesar Borgia, all them East Indian idols, that all the Buddhas and Allah, everything that they brought into this melting pot, guess what? It's going to melt in the midst of it. You want to be a melting pot? Everything is going to melt. Thus saith the Lord. And he's coming with the clouds. What's that? The chariots of the Lord. Verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. What do you see that's happening right now, folks? The left wing against the right wing. They're going at it head and head. You understand? They don't know what to do. They like what did he say? Let's go back. He prayed for 33 hours. Let's run that back.
And for 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us, that somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country.
Confounded. He's confounded. Listen, the Lord put the spirit of being confounded on these heathen. What does it say? Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Matter of fact, go back up some more. And the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Yeah, see, the heart of Egypt is melting right now. You want to be a melting pot? Your heart's going to melt right in the pot. That's what it's going to do. Verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother. Yeah, y'all fighting against each other, all right, with your little so-called Christian brothers. Yeah, you unaliving each other from 200 yards away with your grandpa's rifle. You had the other LBG. They are LBGTs nowadays. You had the other LBGT unaliving his brother up in Minneapolis at the church. This is what's going on, folks. You can't make this shit up. And everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Yeah, see, it's going all these different cities. They protesting. Matter of fact, let me see. Let me see something. I don't even know how to spell it. Salaki. Yeah, so they going to the I was trying to find the one where the dude was going to the vigils and knocking over everything. But anyway, Salakia. But yeah, the nations are going against each other. They fighting against each other. The white man is going against each other. The Lord will put the spirit of you guys going against each other right in the midst thereof. Now, you want us to go against each other, it's coming back on you. And right now, brothers and sisters, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you do not need to get caught up in the hype. Verse 3, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I would destroy the counsel thereof. See, they confounded. He prayed for 33 hours straight, confounded. And it didn't turn out to be the way he wanted it to be. Reading on. And they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. See, they're going to seek for their wise ones and this and this and that, and they ain't going to find nothing, no help, no nothing, no answers. You understand? And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of the cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. Yeah, so y'all getting ruled over by a cruel Lord. That's Donald Trump. And he don't give a damn. He's doing whatever he want to do, and it's all bad. You understand? And right now, never trust thine enemy, folks. Because as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. And we see the wickedness. You understand? And right now, what we're doing is we're just letting it be known. We're letting it be known in the middle of all this mayhem what needs to be done. Us in the UPK, we're just crying aloud and sparing not. We're trying to prevent you from being caught up in the drama. Mind your business. Get into these classes. Get into the books. You understand? Because it's prophesied that these nations are going to go against each other and that the Lord is going to destroy them. They're going to destroy each other. And you don't want to try to be in the midst thereof while they're destroying each other. You're going to get destroyed with it. You understand? Let's go over here to the book of Ezekiel chapter 33. Ezekiel chapter 33. Ezekiel 33, and we're going to just start at verse 1. And it says right here, and the Lord, and Salaki, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say to them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, you understand? See, the Lord's finna send a sword upon this land. And he has set a watchman over the people, over his people, the children of Israel. And who is those watchmen? The men of the ISUPK. Since 1969, the Lord has set a watchman, the watchman over the house of Israel. And we've been sitting here watching as the things happen, seeing the signs of the times. Verse 3, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people. What? See, we seeing destruction. We see what's coming to pass. We see what's gonna happen because we pay attention to the prophecies, to the signs of the time. And we're trying to warn you people. See, we blowing the trumpet. And this is right on the cusp of the memorial blowing of the trumpets, which is coming up this weekend at sundown. This Sunday, September 21st, but I'll announce it again at the end of class. But on the cusp of memorial blowing of the trumpets, we're sitting here blowing the trumpet because we see the sword coming. You understand? Verse 4. This whoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon your own head. So yeah, we telling you, man, get in class, man. Stop celebrating Christmas. Stop being like your oppressor. Never trust thine enemy. And you take not warning, guess what? The blood is going to be upon your own head. But right now, we're out here trying to blow the trumpet as the watchmen of the Lord. Verse 5. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. His blood shall be upon him. Listen, you heard us. You heard us. You seen us online. You seen us at camp. You seen the videos. You seen the class. You clicked on it. You didn't hit the like button. You didn't hit the share button. You didn't want to watch. You guess what? You went back and rolled up, turned back on Little Dirk or Little and NBA Young Boy and played the game. We told you to take notes, write down these precepts and what's happening. And guess what? You said, them niggas is tripping. Guess what? The blood's going to be on your own head. Salakia. Reading on at the end of verse 5. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. You understand? See, if you take warning to this truth, you're going to deliver your soul. Understand? I understand you. Oh, man, you don't want to be in you saying we a cult and you worried about what your rib going to think and your mama and this, man, listen, we blowing a trumpet. You better take heed to the sound. Straight up. This is a time of the blowing of the trumpets. And we do that all throughout the whole year anyway. But we just got to bring it out. Never trust thy enemy. Straight up. The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. I pray you understand. And these other nations ain't to be trusted either because they're in cahoots with the white man. He's just the most subtle beast of all the whole field. Reading on. Verse 6. But if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, let me share my screen again, Salakia. But if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity. But his blood will I require of the watchman. See, that's like your fake watchmen, like your Bishop T.D. Jakeses. All these fake pastors and all these fake blackity black groups and these fake politicians, they're the ones, hey, they don't blow the trumpet because they trust their enemy. They want the bag. That's what they do. See, like it says right here, what? Judas got a bag, but all money ain't good money. That's what they want. They want the bag, so they don't even blow the trumpet. And when our people get caught up in the riffraff, guess what? The blood will be on them. But the blood ain't gonna be upon the men of the UPK. Because we try to let it be known. But hey, either you take heed or you don't. If you don't take heed, well, the blood ain't on our head. We did our job. And for the brothers and sisters who do come into this school, Most High in Christ, you understand? Barakatah Yahweh Shah for this truth. You know what I mean? And big ups to Commanding General Yohana for holding it down. All the generals, all the captains, all the officers, hey, even the troopers and the young man who's coming up in here trying to change their life so they can change another life and change another life. You know what I'm saying? So we can get this nation on one accord. You understand? Letting it be known not to trust our enemy. What does it say? Let's go back up. Salakia. And it says, verse 3. If when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people. Verse 4. Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not the warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. You don't want that. You don't want to be that individual, man. You definitely don't want to be that individual. You understand? Because guess what? The blood ain't gonna be upon our head. And we trying to do our job. We definitely trying to do our. Yeah, man. Once again, you know what it is. Every week, this is the ISUPK, the security announcements. We are the ISUPK, start out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After that 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to their brother or sister. And there's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court one another. After that 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, that is a commandment. You can find that in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. And in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, 8 through 10. That means a tenth in the Hebrew, ma'asharah. That's 10% of every penny or increase the Lord gives you. And you can give that to the Treasury Department or to the teacher. A priest fund or free will offering for priests is not mandatory. That's whatever amount you would like. And the upcoming Holy Convocation this weekend is on Sunday, September 21st at sundown, is the memorial blowing of the trumpets. Like I just mentioned not too long ago, of course, we out here blowing the trumpet. Of course, this weekend we'll break it down even further. And that's the first day of the 7th month of the Hebrew calendar. 10 days from that, on the 10th day of the memorial blowing the trumpet, is the feast. Is the Day of Atonement. That's when you fast for 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? You are to afflict your soul. So no drinking, no eating, none of that. You know what I mean? Of course, unless you got any kind of medical ailments. And man, if you're a brother and you want to become a trooper in the school, man, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and get in class, man. Save con out of one con. And with that, we're gonna give a courtesy salute. Man, Israel, Amajim, which means stand. Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahaba Shem Yahushua Barakatah. Y'all Matasar, we're gonna turn, give the sisters a courtesy salute. Sisters, Amajim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak, Yahweh Shema, Alatham by Shimi Awashai. Y'all in the top class.
I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. Tell me we don't live in hell. My brother doing 55 in that cell. Nigga claiming he your round here spin shell. Same nigga you put on to hit the stand and tell. How the fuck you turn your back on a nigga that love you? Treat your kids like my kids, treat you like a brother. I told my dog, let's leave the streets to serve the Most High. He said, fuck that shit, he trying to sell another pie. His daddy killed him, put him in the trunk, set him on fire. His wife was pregnant, he ain't never get to see his child. Had me thinking to myself, what happened if I die? Look my babies in the eyes, I gotta stay alive. I put my ego on the shelf and my pride to the side. I'm with some niggas who gon' step and got God on their side. Got in the ISUPK, they keep asking me why. As I do the work of the Lord, I gotta stay alive. Face the east, pray alive. I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive.
You ever pump a pack with a snake by your side? Yes, I did. A man reach out to God before he died? Yes, I did. I know the Lord forgive us for these sins, but I'm starting to think the kingdom of heaven is for these kids. I told my daughter, there's one man in your bed, I won't stand for less. For my son, I hit your head on that fragile legs. I lost some niggas to that dope, I lost niggas to the feds. Remember Jono tried to stick me for that cheese on that bread, yeah, I was thugging with Lucky, that nigga left me for dead. Endured to the end, cause I listened to what was said. Mother told me she loved me when she was sick up in the bed. I was running them streets, but the truth made me a man. Shit, I don't really speak, cause she'll never understand. That's why I ain't even tell her about these voices in my head.
Go ahead, though. Run it back.
Yeah, so, you know, we got heavy content with Officer Design and Officer Kakam, you know what I'm saying, on Tuesdays. We get that going on, you know what I'm saying.
Destruction is on the way, man. That lake of fire is right here. You never know who we gonna have on here, man. But you can't expect Priest and Officer Kakungaba, man. He gonna be on here faithfully.
The first woe was passed, the second woe passed, and the third woe coming quickly. You understand? They over there going nuts in the Middle East. And it's not gonna let up.
We not here for your feelings. You understand me? So if you all in your feelings, you just such emotional person, man, you might want to tune in to Joel Osteen.